I'm live. I'm live. There we go. I think that's good. How do I make this thing disappear? Hi, everybody. Hi. Oh, I love it. It was nice to meet you at Ranger Stop too, Marlon. Hi, everybody. I'm trying to see if I can see the comments. Hey, hi, John. How are you? Oh, this is fun. You're all coming on. I had a great, hey, Christopher. How are you? I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm trying to see all the comments. Oh, there they are from the beginning. Mrs. Vallow. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Josh. How are you? Josh wants to know if I would play a firefighter. Of course I would. They are heroes. Peter, hi. Fawaz, hi. Brian is here. Sanchez Gaming is here. Christopher's here. Christopher Kitterman is here. Oh, hi, everybody. Scottish Isaac. Oh, how are you, love? It's Brittany from Instagram. Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Chris Barcode has arrived. I love it. Hey, Eleazar. How are you, my friend? Oh, Christopher's getting over being sick. Oh, you're all here. WWE Motors, Roderick Fields. There's so many great people. Adam, Shaggy Craig, Blaine Baxter. Hi, guys. How are you? This is so fun. You know, I think there's a part of me that always, hold please, I'm going to grab my water. That always kind of, you know, comes on. And who's all excited for the release of the TMNT Shredder's Revenge tomorrow? I bet a lot of people. A lot of people. I'm going to drink some water. Hold on. Oh, Geeked Out Turtle fans getting over COVID. Yes. Feel good soon, my friend. Feel good soon. Everybody's getting it. Hey, Eric, how are you? I love it. I spent this weekend in Atlanta at the Ranger Stop and Pop, and it was so much fun. I saw so many of you guys. You're just flipping awesome. Especially the people who, you know, travel pretty good distances. I mean, there were people coming from the East Coast and the West Coast, and it was Christopher and I have the same water. And it's just, I'm always honored. My friend Christina came in from Vegas, and it is always so good to see you guys again and be able to keep up and follow what you're doing. I am coming to Canada over the summer. I actually have a list. I'm being all professional. I will be in Regina, Canada, August 20 and 21st. So, but I have a bunch here. This is not the full list, but I was gonna go ahead and tell you about those at the end, but I just wanted to say I had so much fun in Atlanta. So many of you showed up at Ranger Stop and Pop. I love my friends who put on the show. They are extraordinary, and they're doing another one in November in Orlando, November 11th through the 13th. This weekend, no, not this weekend, next weekend, I'm going to be at the Classic Rewind Comic-Con in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I have never been to Atlantic City, and I'm excited because I'm going to have some friends there. I think my friend Kate Flannery is going to be there. I haven't spent a lot of, hi Christina, it was so good to see you in Atlanta. I haven't really paid attention to exactly who's there, but I love it. I'm always excited. I want to try to, I got something on my screen here that I would dearly love to go away. There, it's gone. Yay, it's gone. Regina, Saskatchewan. Yes, in Saskatchewan. So I will be there. I'm excited about that. I haven't been here in a while. It's been like a month. So for those of you that are subscribers to my channel, I'm just taking a poll because I never know. Do you get, when I go to my community page to say that I'm coming on, do you get the notifications? I don't know. I'm never sure how social media works. I mean, I am and I'm not. I try not to be too deeply in bed with it. Nonetheless, I'm supposed to be professional about this, which I am absolutely not. And so I know that sometimes it's hard for, I never know, honestly, when I'm going to be coming on here. I should probably set a schedule. At some point, I will. I'm just not quite there yet. I don't know that I want to absolutely have to do this at a certain day and time, but I'm open to it. Oh, good. Mrs. Vallo01 says, yes, I get the notifications most of the time. Okay, great. Yeah, so good. So it's working. I have also been putting stuff on Christina. Sometimes she gets notifications. So I've definitely been putting stuff on my Instagram. It goes right to Facebook. So you guys know, if you want to join me, that I will be here. I love it. Peter gets the notifications. Yay, that's good to know. And always, if you want to know when I'm going to jump on last minute like I did today, you know, go ahead and and go ahead and subscribe and then hit the notifications. And I don't monetize any of this. I know I probably should. I am trying to do it so that you guys don't have commercials. I think YouTube sticks them in anyway. I'm not quite sure, but I don't. I'm not one of those people who are getting, you know, the 25-cent checks from YouTube or whatever it is. I don't even know. Anyway, hi. How are you? It's been a spicy summer, huh? It certainly has. Right now is a full moon. It's a super strawberry moon. I did not stay up last night to go out and look at it. I know I will absolutely be looking at it tonight. Full moons are always more interesting times. I remember one time being in the emergency room with my daughter, and it was during it was during a full moon, and the nurses were saying that when it's a full moon, it's always like super crazy there, and life is super crazy. And you know, I kind of, yeah, it's the strawberry moon. I wanted to kind of talk about you guys are hilarious. And just know, I do go back and I look at all your comments if I've missed them. But I'm going to try to jump into something because I think it's important. You know, it's always so interesting for me when I go to a Comic-Con and I get a chance to talk to you guys and like hear where you are, what you're up to. A lot of you I've been, you know, we've been in contact with each other for a while, so I kind of know like what's going on in your life a little bit, not a lot, but and also I get to hear people's stories and things that they're excited about or things that they're sad about or what's going on in their lives. And, you know, it's been really challenging here on planet Earth, as I say, every time that I'm here. It's really, really challenging. And, you know, we recently had, and I don't want to jump into the who's wise, where's politics, policy, where you stand on it, of what I'm about to talk about. I want to kind of talk about it from a different perspective. And it was recently we had a shooting at a school, and you know, we lost a lot of beautiful souls on our planet. And you know, there's a lot of talk about around that, about ongoing topics that we've all, you know, been weighing in on for years and that we've been discussing and parsing. And But I sort of stood back and took a slightly different view on it this time, because it's like these are recurring issues. And I believe that there's a greater issue at hand, and I think it's that we have a culture that is very upset, very angry, very opposed, and that it's a culture that is at odds with itself. How many people listening to this have family members that they're really, really upset with, or friends that they're really, really upset with, that maybe they don't talk to them anymore? Maybe you're really angry when you think about them, maybe, or relationships that you've had that are in tatters or in disarray, and it's like a family member or somebody that you really, really cared about. Or maybe when you're driving your car, you become really, really enraged and you cut people off. Or maybe, you know, there are things that leap out of us that are really angry and somewhat violent. Or maybe the only thing that we are Peter, I want to get back to that, your comment for sure. Maybe we only watch violent things. Maybe our form of recreation is playing games where we mow people down. And I'm not judging that, in that I'm telling anybody what to do with their lives. But when you have a culture that is at such odds with each other, where you have people really trying to hurt each other, and on the streets there's murders every day in the United States. And hey Jamie, I'm glad you're here. And that we are so willing to attack each other, that we have a culture that over time, and this has been going on for a really long time, that we have a culture that is becoming fragmented and ill. And I think we have a certain amount of responsibility that we all have to take for that. All of us, we are a collective, and we can make policies and choices and do things to try to change it. But if we don't personally, individually change our paradigms, you know, the government isn't going to change it for you. The schools aren't going to change it. The police force isn't going to change it. The laws that are out there aren't really going to change when we are so angry and so upset and so willing to pull the trigger on each other just in a conversation. Like, we try to mow each other down with our words or our actions. And I just think that one of my practices is to always turn the lens back on myself. And I always think, how am I contributing to the mess? You know, what can I do to make it better? And I think that it's the way that I personally interpret it. Okay, so there's a lyric, and I've quoted it before, from a U2 song, which is, I can't change the world, but I can change the world inside of myself. And I really do believe that peace begins within. If I don't have it for myself, I'm not going to be able to bring it to the world, which truly needs it. And so that's on me. It's, what am I paying attention to? What am I participating in Am I just randomly being rude? Am I kind? You know, am I, it's really paying it forward. Like if I was 10% kinder and my 10% of kindness, like if I was kind to 10 people and then they were kind to 10 people and then the 10 were, you know, kind to 10 more. And like this stuff grows. Kindness, love, generosity, civility, just plain old good old civility, the lubricant of society, as I've always said, that makes living in a world with a lot of different and opposing points of view more palatable, easier. It's an opportunity to make a difference. I certainly have seen that when I am awake and aware of the day that I'm in, the place that I'm in. Like yesterday I was in a post office and I had to get, I was sending something by registered mail. And the woman behind the desk was fried. You know, she'd had a day. She was getting tired. It was getting towards the end of the day. She was getting tired of dealing with people. And you could have perceived her as being a little rude. And so a game that I play out in the world is, can I be kind and see if I can't get that person who is really having a hard time to smile or to let go or be distracted. And it's not like I'm forcing myself on them. I'm just bringing the energy that I carry close to them, and then I'm just being kind and asking them about how their day is and looking at them in the eye and genuinely wanting to hear the answer and being willing to be a receptacle for maybe some of the disharmony that they're feeling inside. Because it's not mine, but I can, you know, hold it for you for a second and then get outside and toss it into the garbage, and we don't have to keep perpetuating it. I don't have to take it out on her and be rude back to her because she was rude. She wasn't rude to me, but she was kind of rude to the room because she's stressed. Because we're all stressed. Because we're all having moments of, as my dear friend Lisa says, moments when there's lots of texture around, when we are pushed, when we are stressed, when we are not having a good day. And if everybody took some responsibility for how they navigated the world, how you navigated the day, like what do you like in your car? What do you like when you go to the supermarket? Like what do you like when you're waiting in line? What do you like when somebody does something that's kind of annoying to you? Do you just let them have it? Is this the moment, like, I'm so pissed, I'm just gonna fucking unload on you? And I feel like if you want to change the world, if you want to start changing how we are, and I can only speak for the United States because that's where I live. If you want to change how we are being with one another, then I know that I can change how I am being with you. And really, it's got to start with, how am I being with myself? So I just really quickly just want to put a quote out here that I really love, that I've referred to over the years. And it's by Margaret Mead. Because some people would say, like, oh yeah, be nice to people. Like, what is that going to do in a world that's facing such huge challenges that we are on every level, from energy to food shortages to problems that we're having in our education system, problems that we're having in our political world, problems that we're having in our natural world, problems that we're having in our financial worlds, problems that we're having, in so many ways, in the world of health, in the world of, of all those. I mean, they're so complex. I could go on for days. All the things that we all wish that we could see some change around. And there's an anthropologist, and she's no longer with us. Her name is Margaret Mead. And she said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. And it's true. There's something called the 10-80-10 rule. 10% of the people create the chaos, the turmoil, the problem. 80% of the people talk about it, get upset about it, post about it, just get all incensed. And then 10% do something about it. And so if you feel disempowered, if you feel like you have no control, no say over how it goes, please trust me when I say you are powerful. You are a powerful creator. And just invoking your own kindness in a public setting, or deciding that you are going to show some compassion and kindness to somebody that you are in disagreement with, or that you don't hold the same view with, that's okay. You can be at opposite ends of the spectrum of belief, but you don't have to kill each other in the process. And I think because we've been in this place where we're so prone to just beat the shit out of each other, like that's normal, like that's okay, like that's a really good way to operate, we start getting a culture of people that are so enraged and crazed. And yes, mental illness is a part of this, and yes, there's so much nuance to it. There is so much. It is not black and white. It has got a lot of gray in there. There is a lot of components that go into why people do what they do, why we have a violent culture, all of those things. But what can you do to change that paradigm? What can I do to change that paradigm? And it's with kindness. It's with compassion. It's with love. Love is the only thing that's going to save us here. And so, where does it start? Like, it has to start with me. It has to start with, how am I treating myself? How am I treating the people around me and close to me? Because if I'm in a state of overwhelm, and if I'm in a place where I am pissed and pissy and angry and I've had it, the first person I'm going to lash out at is my husband or somebody who I just met. Because I'm not taking care of me, I am going to be destructive to everybody around me. And that's not cool. So I got to clean up my mess first. Just like every time I'm on an airplane, they say, put on your own oxygen mask and then assist the people around you. If I can't breathe, if I can't get a handle on what's happening with the chaos within me, then I'm just another problem in the world. Then I am part of the problem. I am not part of the solution. And I'll go in and out of being part of the problem and part of the solution. But awareness and mindfulness and my being aware of the impact, the potential impact that I could have, makes me want to be aware of how I am in my life and in the world. It's really important to me. Like, if I'm rude to somebody, and trust me, I am rude to people sometimes if I haven't had enough sleep, if I don't have proper nutrition and proper hydration, or I'm stressed or I'm overwhelmed, I might just snap at you and be kind of rude and kind of a bitch and kind of pissy. And I just feel so bad when I do it because it's not aligned with my heart. It's not aligned with who I want to be in the world. And it's certainly not aligned with how I want to help our planet Earth right now. She's in trouble. She needs you. She needs your participation. We all need each other here. Nobody excluded. Nobody. We're all having this collective experience together. And so we do have power to influence and change by how we are. Will the frequency and the vibration and the way that I choose to be in the world, will it be one of anger, resentment, retaliation, revenge? You don't agree with me? Fuck you. I'm gonna take you down. You know, we do that in a lot of ways. We read stuff and it triggers us and we get mad and we start spewing. Well, have the feeling. Don't inflict it on somebody else. Have the feeling, let it out into the room, get upset, write about it, scream about it, run, get some energy out of your body, get it out of there, get it out of you so that you don't inflict it on someone else and injure and harm them. Sometimes being cruel to somebody who's having a really hard day is the last straw. One thing we do know about shooters, and there's a lot we don't know, is how marginalized they feel. How often they have been intensely bullied. How, and I'm not defending them, please do not for a second think that I am doing that, because I am absolutely not. It's indefensible. I am always looking to what motivates people, and I think because I've been an actress and I've played murderers, I've played crazy people, and I've really tried to figure out, like, honestly, like, how do I get to this place? Like, how do I honestly tell the story of this person in a way that hopefully people can understand? I think Joaquin Phoenix, when he played the Joker, he really exemplified why the Joker became, and I know it's just a story, but I think it's a parable, or it's maybe not a parable, but it's a good story about what happens when some people have been marginalized or feel marginalized or have, something that makes them feel like they constantly are just getting beaten and beaten and beaten, and what that does to a sweet, fragile human psyche. Remember, we all started out as babies and little kids who got neglected or beaten or abused or malnourished or a million things. And so, God, you guys are so brilliant. You have so many brilliant things to say. We don't know the path another person has walked. We don't know. And for us to jump to judgment about each other. There was a story that I heard recently, maybe not so recently, but about a woman who was in a supermarket. I might have told this story before. She was in a supermarket, and the teller was the cashier was incredibly rude to her, like so rude it kind of took her breath away. And so she gets her groceries and she's grumbling and she's like, oh my God, that woman was horrible. And, somebody, the guy who's packing up said, hey, can I help you out to her car? And like, she's like, yeah, because I think, she wanted to say, who the hell was that? That was like the rudest person I've ever dealt with. And like, I want to go and complain to the manager. And he said, I know. Her daughter was just hit by, her little daughter was hit by a hit and run driver. She has no insurance. She has 2 other kids at home. She has to pay for childcare. And she can't be in the ICU with her daughter right now. And she is literally coming apart. And she said in that moment, she went from, you are the worst person in the planet, to, oh my God, what can I do to help you? We don't know people's stories. We don't know why they're being rude. We don't know why they're being angry. We don't know what's just happened. And do we need to know in order to be compassionate? Do we need to know in order to be kind? Is our kindness and compassion something we parcel out only to the deserving? Or would we be willing to be kind and loving to a total stranger for no reason? Because I'm telling you, if we all did that collectively, we might have a shot at changing the paradigm here, at least making a dent. At least, like, making one person who could really use it, their day, a little bit better. Yeah, Brian's saying positive vibes are contagious. And they are. Like, you could be the new virus of love and possibility and generosity and kindness. Could you take one for the team? Could you suck it up one day and, like, not unload on somebody? We don't know their stories. But every time I'm mad at somebody, every time somebody, a total stranger who I don't know their story, who's just been incredibly rude to me, I remind myself of that story in that supermarket and that woman who could not be with her daughter because she has no insurance, because she doesn't maybe have somebody, a spouse or something, to or a partner to carry the load with her. She was probably a single mom who had to keep working in order to pay for the childcare for the other kids and hope that maybe there was somebody there with her child, or maybe as soon as she gets off work, she gets to go to the hospital, and she can't get off of work soon enough, and she doesn't need this woman asking her a question about a price, because a price isn't important when your child's life is hanging in the balance. You know, we don't know. And I know I'm the first one to rush to judgment. And I'm trying to press pause on that. And I'm trying to be a little bit kinder and a little more compassionate. And that's where I think mindfulness comes in. And when we take a moment to take a breath, we might make a better choice. I have a story that will be on my blog when my website launches, called I Swallowed an Open Safety Pin. And it's a true story. And it happened recently. And in order to get it out, I had to be intubated. And they had to give me all kinds of very strong, really crazy drugs to knock me out, to get it, to make sure, since it was stuck in my throat, that it would not go into my airwaves. And it was a really interesting thing that happened. And I'm fine, and I was fine, and I never, you know, it's a story. It's definitely, once it's up there, and maybe I'll talk about it to use it as an example of a way to handle a situation. But it never would have happened had I been slowing things down and being mindful in that moment. It never would have happened, I believe. But it did. And it was data that I used, that I collected to learn more about myself, my behavior, and I never want to do that again. Like, who the hell swallows an open safety pin? Like, no, well, maybe some people do it on purpose, but mine was not on purpose. And it was a fluky, strange, random thing that I lived through and that I learned from, because I'm not going to let something like that happen and not learn from it. So that's what I got this week. Yes, I did have an oopsie moment. It was a spectacular in how oopsie it was. I love you guys. Please drop questions, comments below. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe because you never know when I'm going to jump back on. Sometimes I do it on Wednesdays. Sometimes I do Wake Up Wednesday, the Thursday edition. Who knows? Yes, we do need more compassion. We absolutely need more compassion. We need more compassion for ourselves, and we need to have more compassion for each other. And I think that the fact that our violence is ramping up in this country is a symptom of a collective illness. We all share responsibility, every one of us. And taking personal responsibility. I know I'm already 35 minutes in. Oh, late. Taking personal responsibility is one of the hardest things we can do, and it's one of the greatest acts of kindness that you can give the world, is taking personal responsibility for yourself. Not being a victim, not blaming, but taking responsibility and making the choice to change and be better. And when we do that, ooh, you have influence. All right, so I was going to tell people what some of my Comic-Cons were coming up. June 24th to 26th, I'm at the Classic Rewind in Atlantic City, New Jersey. July 28th and 29th, I'll be in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Raleigh Galaxy Con. Love those guys. I will be at the Bell County Comic-Con, which is in Belton, Texas, which is right outside of Austin, August 6th and 7th. And I will be in Regina, Canada, which is in Saskatchewan, August 20th and 21st. And then I will be in New Hampshire on the East Coast. People have been asking, when am I going to be on the East Coast? September 16th to 18th. I'll be in Louisiana, October 1st and 2nd at the Louisiana Comic-Con. I will be back with my friends Ranger Stop Orlando, November 13th, 14th, and fun stuff. I will be at the Preserve Halloween Festival, November 18th and 20th in Irving, Texas. I am going to be starting to do, my plan is to start doing comic book and collectible stores, because it's I have friends who've been doing it, they're like, you got to do it. It's a great way to meet fans. So I'm going to be starting doing that. If you have stores, please let me know, reach out, do best through my Instagram, let me know so that I can contact you. I'm going to be doing a little tour of some stuff coming up. I haven't decided when, but I will be. I love you guys so much. You are just brilliant, compassionate, wonderful people. I'm honored that you would spend any time with me. I look forward to I look forward to seeing you all out on the road. I love what I do. And until I see you next time, be good to yourself, be good to each other, be the change that you wish to see, and be love in action. It is the greatest gift that you could give the whole world. I love you guys. Sending you so much love. And we will talk soon.